Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And how are you on day 2 of this lovely detox, if you're joining us on the Divine Detox at the moment? I'm having a great time on it, and we've had loads of questions coming in. This morning we've aired our new episode of Healing Plants, which is really exciting, and lots of questions have come in, so we thought we would go through it. And Giles, my lovely husband here, Giles Bryant, is going to ask me the questions that have been coming up so we can chat about what's been going on.
Okay, so Juliette, you've created a 7-day plan, Divine Detox plan.
That's right.
Can people just do a day? Could people just do a meal?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can do, what I think is really important is detoxing is something that shouldn't just happen every once in a while. We should be doing it on a regular basis all the time, little by little by little, helping support our body's natural detoxification process that happens every day whilst we're asleep. So, just adding in like a green smoothie every day will aid in that process. So if you wanted to just start gently and just add that into your lifestyle, then that's a really good thing to do. If you wanted to go a little bit deeper and you said, I want to do a day or two of this, I don't want to do 7 days, that's great too. If you want to do it where you're just doing maybe a meal or two a day, then that's fine too. It's so adaptable to what you need and what you feel your body needs. And I think that's the important thing. It's listening and tuning into what the body actually wants.
So someone has asked, are there recipes in the Divine Detox plan? Because
Yes.
they're not sure what is a detox, what is a cleanse, what is a detox food.
Great. So there's lots of different ways that you can cleanse and detox. And in my Divine Detox plan, it's a 7-day plan. It's not all just juices and smoothies. So when we detox, we can detox in lots of different ways. And what I've done in the 7-day Divine Detox is you start off gradually. So you start off with a smoothie, a raw soup. It is all raw. Because then you're getting extra nutrients into your body, but there are meals, so there's actual food in it. It moves to progress to 2 days of just juices and smoothies. But if you didn't want to do those 2 days of just juices and smoothies, you could just carry on doing the kind of 1 to 2 juices, smoothies a day and then a meal. Or if you want to extend the juice and smoothie part, you can do that as well. And it's really adaptable and easy to see how you could do that.
Yeah, so someone has written in and they say that they're breastfeeding. Should they do a cleanse? Because I know you stopped breastfeeding a few weeks ago. You've waited till now. So is it safe for people to do it if they're breastfeeding or if they're pregnant? Maybe if they've got any health conditions?
So generally I'd recommend if you're pregnant, don't do a detox because you don't want to be getting stuff out. You can do a gentle one. You can have a green smoothie every day. That's a great thing for if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. But you don't want to start working with the herbs that are detoxification herbs because they potentially could be dangerous for if you're pregnant. If you're breastfeeding, it depends on the age of the child. As the child gets older, if you're breastfeeding a 2 or 3-year-old, you can do a little bit more, but you still have to be careful because when you detox, it comes out through your milk. So whatever you're detoxifying from, you're going to be pushing into your baby. But gradual little bits, like as I said, having a green smoothie, eating a raw salad, that kind of stuff is no problem at all to do. But you don't want to do something intense when you're pregnant or breastfeeding. And if you've got health conditions, then you should always check with a healthcare practitioner before you embark on it. If you're on lots of medication, again, this is something you should always double check on before you embark on something. Again, if you're just adding in a green smoothie or a raw salad, then that's going to be fine, but it's the extent of if you get into taking the parasite cleanse herbs, or if you're doing it in a deeper way where you're just having the juices and smoothies. But adding in more raw food, everyone can do this, and this is beneficial for health and well-being for everyone.
Okay, that's great. So we've got another question here. How often, and you've answered this, how often should we do a detox? So
what I think we should really do is always do little bits of detoxification throughout our life, throughout our time, but then do greater ones with more focus. Really every time the season starts to change, every time we get to one of those momentous points like the autumn and spring equinox, the solstices, when we get to these points, there's a shift in energy of the earth, there's a shift in the energy of the planet, so we need to tune into that and look to shift within ourselves. We both do a cleanse and detox. I mean, I've been doing a very gentle version of it, but we've done one every year for a while now, starting in January, and that's a great time to look at doing something like this. The changing of the seasons, our body energy gets weaker. So if we can detoxify and get rid of the toxins and support our body's transition through these times, that's a great time to do a cleanse. So, you know, I'd say a few times a year doing one is a really good idea.
I heard a health professional once say that you can't detox all these teas and potions are all a waste of money because your body is always detoxing. So this is just I mean, what do you say to people like that, people who think that it's a nonsense, that if you have these teas, the cleansing teas, or that you can actually affect your body to improve detoxification? Because I've heard that people have said that.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, no one's written in to say that, but you know, in the past, I mean.
So I've heard it a lot as well. People saying that detoxing is just a gimmick, the thing is, our body does naturally detoxify every day. But what's happening in today's society is that we have so many toxins in our life, so many more than we ever used to, from the pesticides and the herbicides on the food, to the processed foods, to the refined foods, to the fire retardants they spray on things, to the cleaning products, to the hormones in the water, to the antibiotics, to all these things. So this is this extra load that our body has to deal with.
Wi-Fi.
That our liver has to deal with. More than anything, our liver is the part of our body that processes these toxins out of our system. So our poor liver gets so backlogged. So what we're doing when we're cleansing and detoxifying is we're supporting the body's natural processes. Okay, so that's what, when I talk about detox, I mean we're supporting what is happening every day in the body anyway. We're aiding it by not adding to the burden, by getting rid of those extra toxins that are going to come into the body, like teas and coffees and alcohols and these refined foods, all those things. We're removing those. So we're giving the body this chance to breathe. We're going, so that the body can go, the liver can go, okay, now I can catch up a bit and process through some of this backlog of toxins that are sitting in the body. Right. And then by adding things in like green smoothies, what we're doing is we're helping flush out at a greater rate, because green foods flush out. When you do a detox, you'll find you go to the toilet more. This means that you're getting rid of more gunk. It's not brain science, you know, this makes logical sense. The other thing you're doing is you're reducing things that are going to play havoc on the gut bacteria. You're potentially looking at doing a parasite cleanse and getting rid of things that are again going to weaken the immune system. So all of these things, we're supporting what the body wants to naturally do. We're removing the things that are causing the body problems that are not natural. So our bodies are not designed to deal with refined foods, processed foods, pesticides, herbicides, all these things. That is not a natural process. So we're getting them out of the equation so that the body can do what it should.
Okay, so another question here. I want to do a 1-day divine detox cleanse. What foods should I not have?
Yeah, brilliant.
Are there any no foods, Juliette? If it was for the one meal, if someone wants to do one meal a day, or maybe for your 7 things. So no to.
Yeah, so you say no to caffeine. So your teas and coffees, get rid of. You can drink herbal teas. That's no problem. You could have my CBD hot chocolate if you want. No to grains, I would recommend. So especially wheat, cut out the wheat. Give your body a rest from that. Ideally cut out all grains and give your body a rest from those, because they will turn into sugar from that kind of heavy carb load.
Right.
No to alcohol, no to refined sugars. So you want to get rid of all of those, as I mentioned before, all of those things that are kind of processed and refined type of foods. And you want to really just eat fruit and vegetables. That's the kind of aim of it.
So we're saying no to animal products.
No to animal products, yes, definitely. No to dairy.
So no dairy, no eggs, no fish, no meat. So it might just be a meal. It might be in this person, they say they want to do a day. So we're saying you mainly. What about nuts and seeds? I mean, if people are saying, well, how am I going to feel full? You know.
Yeah, so fats are a really good thing. So avocados are great to help you to feel full. You can have nuts and seeds, but what I'd recommend is not having too many.
Right.
Seeds are better than nuts because nuts are a little bit heavier on the digestive system. What we want to do in this detox and cleanse is we want to alleviate the heaviness on our body. So we want to give it light things that are very easy to process so that the body isn't spending a lot of time digesting. It's spending more time detoxifying. In Ayurveda, this is a really interesting thing. In Ayurvedic, the Ayurvedic science, between 10 and 2 in the day, your digestive fires are at the hottest. So this is when your body can digest food easiest and quickest. Between 10 and 2 at night, so 10 at night to 2 in the morning, this is when your body wants to be detoxifying and cleansing and cleaning from these digestive fires. Because again, these digestive fires get really hot, but they want to clear out. So if you're eating lots of food, especially, this applies to anyone in general, not just detoxing. If you're eating foods past 6 or 7 o'clock, what's happening is that food isn't going to be fully digested before you get into your cleansing mode.
You go to sleep, don't you?
Yeah.
You eat a lot of food, and then you go to sleep. So you're not really burning it off.
What we want is 4 to 5 hours before you sleep without eating.
Right.
So that then your gut is clear for 10 o'clock for then when your body goes into cleaning mode. So by doing the cleanse, what you're doing is by having less in your stomach between 10 and 2, less heavy things, you're lightening that load for that digestive fire, so it can also work at cleaning at a deeper level.
Okay, that's great. So we've got, I think, time for one more for this little Q&A. But if you want to send in any more questions, then I think we're going to try and do this regularly.
Yeah.
I hope it's helpful for people out there. Please do watch the Healing Plants as well. It's a great 20-minute episode
It's on YouTube.
We make the
we make a really lovely smoothie
from the garden. So that's pretty cool.
Mainly from the garden.
One more question, Juliette. Today, you say you call it your detox divine detox, but I've been going to the toilet a lot, and no caffeine has given me a headache. Thanks a lot. This person's having a lot of toilet action.
That made me laugh.
Well, I mean,
it's very true.
A lot of toilet action, and no caffeine's giving them a headache.
So when you come off
Thanks
caffeine, it will give you a bit of a headache if you are taking it a lot, if you are detoxing from caffeine. 2 to 3 days and you'll get through that. What it shows you is...
You'll get through it.
You will. Plenty of water and plenty of greens. The more greens, like super greens, like my super green mix, the more greens you can add in. What this does is this helps to get those toxins out of your body quicker, so you're going to have less detox effects. The more greens you have, the less of the negative effects you have of the detox. So adding the super greens into stuff, having green smoothies, that works really well to support that.
So that's
going
to help balance the caffeine
as well. Plenty of water to flush it out your system.
Right. But what
that's
about
really important.
The other side of it? Because I know if I have a lot of this, I have to pay a visit. So
yeah. Well, the thing is,
this lady here is saying she's having a lot of toilet.
It's better out than in, and that's part of the cleanse. If you're not used to having a lot of fibre from smoothies and things and raw foods, then you're going to go to the toilet a bit more.
Right.
And that depends on your gut as to how much more you'll go. Like on my second day now, I haven't gone any more, but then last week I gently kind of got into it, and I had a few meals where I didn't have cooked food, I didn't have grains, because my body was moving into that. So what I'd say is if your stomach is a bit loose, if you are going a little bit more, make sure you're getting probiotics into your gut, because this will help again. So I like to have sauerkraut or water kefir on a regular basis anyway, but especially when you're cleansing and detoxing, adding in those probiotic rich foods is a really important thing to help to balance the gut out. And the ginger helps with that as well. So a lot of the recipes you'll notice have ginger in. The ginger and lemon drink in the morning, again, this is really important to help to alkalize and bring that balance into your gut. But what I find is that, by day 3 of a cleanse, you start to feel really good. The first 2 days can be a bit challenging sometimes because you're clearing out, your body's adapting. And by day 3, you start to feel a little bit vibing. You're like, okay, come on, the energy starts to pick up again. And
Well, I think that's why it's lovely that you're doing this in this group. I know it is only for people on the Facebook. Of course, you can get the ebook from your website, and the videos. Some of them are going on YouTube. But it's sometimes nice to do things in a group, isn't it? And you can build that momentum. Yeah. So well done, Juliette.
Thank you. And you feel connected. That's the point of this.
Is
we're meant to feel connected so that you don't feel alone.
Now, talking of cleansing, one thing that was in the video a little bit is some exercises. I've now got to go and teach a yoga class. So
thank you for asking me the questions.
That's all right. Well, thank you for everyone out there who's given the questions. So I hope you've enjoyed it.
And if you do have questions, do drop me a line, drop me an email.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people don't want to ask them out loud on Facebook, and that's fine. So just drop me a message, and then I'll do another video.
And it's all anonymous.
To answer it. Yeah.
So Marjorie, I hope you get over your toilet. Thank you.
He's joking. It wasn't Marjorie. Lots of love.